Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Week 5 College Football Money Line Parlay. And I'm Mr. Many Hats. So we lost the parlay last week. Three losses we had on there, and they all could have won easily. Northern Illinois lost to Buffalo at home in overtime. Okay, so they lost at home in overtime. So obviously, either team could have won. They were up, I believe, 14-3. They were up by two scores at one point. They found a way to lose that game. So they lost. Who else was it? Who else last week? Oh, Syracuse lost. That was a Thursday game. The first game on the ticket loss, that was Syracuse. That was a heartbreaker. I tell you, some of these coaches, I don't understand some of these coaches and what they do. Stanford, they were 4th and 9, and he plays he decides, the defensive coordinator or the coach, they decide to play one-on-one coverage on one of the best receivers in the country. I mean, that guy, number 13 for Stanford, he's the same guy that torched Travis Hunter from Colorado when they played Colorado last year. He torched them. He had like 200 something yards. He torched one of the best defensive backs in the country, and you're gonna play one-on-one defense on the guy. On a 4th and 9, I mean, you don't have no help from the safety. I mean, you might as well, you might as well did a safety blitz. I mean, if you're gonna do that, the safety's completely useless, and you don't bring no help. So anyway, you guys saw how they lost that game, the last second field goal. So they could have won. They should have won. And the other loser was Memphis. Now that they legit lost that game, but the final score was not indicative of the game. They lost by 11, I believe. They lost by two scores, 11 or whatever it was, 10, 11, 12, whatever it was. They they were down two scores, two touchdowns, down 12 or whatever in the closing seconds. They scored, and then they recovered the onside kick. They were marching down with a chance to win the game. They were like on the 30-yard line, 40 seconds left, two timeouts. They could have won the game, but he threw a pick six. And so that final score is definitely not indicative of the game. So they could have won. So those were the three losers, okay? And all three of them could have won easily. So that's the way it goes. So we'll take the L. So that brings the record for the year 1-2. Record doesn't mean anything. It's just for record keeping sakes. The final score that really matters is how many units you're up for the year. I mean, you could be 3-10 doing these things, but still be winning. So that's the way it goes. The record is just basically to show how many weeks we've been doing it, basically. So 1-2, we were up plus 84 units. So we lost the units, so we're minus 0.16 units. So we're just about even for the year. So let's move on to this week. What we got cooking for this week. So the first game is Miami minus 1100 playing Virginia Tech at home. Cam Ward, the U, they got a little bit of hype down there. They should take care of Virginia Tech at home. Eastern Michigan, minus 638. They're playing Kent State. Kent State is down to the third quarterback on an already bad team. I mean, I hate to lay this much chalk with Eastern Michigan. I mean, they can be real janky too. So, but with Kent State, they just they're hurting really bad down there in Kent State. I mean, they should have no problem with beating Kent State. Next one is James Madison minus 1373 playing Ball State. They should dust them off pretty handily. Next one is Boston College minus 443 playing Western Kentucky at home. They have enough to beat Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky actually got lucky last week, and they came back and beat Toledo. That was one of the games I had. They were losing the whole game, and they middle of the third quarter, they just turned it on, and they came back and beat Toledo and knocked me off my pick. So they got still a little bit of hangover from that. They're not gonna go on the road and beat Boston College. Next one is Nebraska, the bounce back game. To go on the road and beat Purdue. Purdue, they don't have much this year. This is a good bounce back spot for Nebraska. I don't know about them covering the 10, but to win the game and beat Purdue, I like that a lot. Got Michigan at home minus 325 to beat Minnesota. Could that be a fight? It could be if Michigan decides not to score, but it could be a fight. They could have a little bit of hangover too from that win over SC last week. So if there's one boogeyman, I guess that would be it. But they should have enough at home to beat Minnesota. That's asking a lot for that Minnesota team to go on the road in that environment and beat Michigan. And they know they're in transition. So when you got opponents like this, you have to beat them. So they should take care of business. Michigan minus 325. USC minus 687 at the house to beat Wisconsin. That game too might be a little bit closer than what people think or what the so-called experts think. I have no opinion on the spread. I just have a lean that it could be a little bit closer. But SC on the bounce back spot to beat Wisconsin. That's another program. They're kind of in transition, and I would be shocked if Wisconsin went on the road and beat SC. Next one we got is SMU against Florida State. Florida State knocked off another one of our picks. I mean, they scored 14 points last week at home. I mean, you score 14 points at home, you don't deserve to win the game. And I thought I was going to win the game. I mean, Cal, they were marching. They came all the way down to like the 20 or even the 15, I believe. And they just started doing penalties and 10 yards back. They beat themselves. They should have beat them. They should have scored on another possession. Like I said, you score 14 points at home, you don't deserve to win a game. I don't care who you're playing. So we got SMU to beat them and beat them pretty handily. And SMU can score, and you're going to go on the road. DJ and them going to go on the road. Good luck with that. So we got SMU minus 246. So 1, 4. So that's it. That gives you a multiplier of 3.47. So pretty decent. Some games that I left off. I really thought about Indiana. They're 4-0 and they're at home playing Maryland, and they got a good thing going. But Maryland is sneaky, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went on the road and beat them. They're a sneaky team, and they're Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know what you're going to get out of them. So they surprise you and they disappoint you. So I left Indiana off, but they should win that game. Another game I left off, believe it or not, Iowa State. They're playing Houston. And I know Houston is 0-3, and they just look. They don't look good at all. 1-3 or 0-3. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they are. But Iowa State played a close game, 20-19. I forget who they played on the road earlier this year, and they tend to go on the road and lay some eggs. This would be a perfect spot for Houston to just come out of nowhere and beat them outright. So I left them off. So that's it. So let's quickly recap. We got Miami minus 1100, Eastern Michigan minus 638, James Madison minus 1373, Boston College minus 443, Nebraska minus 359, Michigan minus 325, USC minus 687, SMU minus 246. And that gives you a multiplier of 3.47. And these lines are courtesy of Christopher. So him being the sharpest guy in his world, his money lines could be a little bit higher in some cases, but could be lower in some cases. So I'm sure you can get some better prices on at least a couple of the games, depending on where you shop around. So that's it, guys. There's your Week 5 college football money line parlay. Good luck, everybody.